Hello and welcome to Athena's Creations 2017 on YouTube. I'm Athena Turk, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator since 2017. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to share with you, demonstrate for you how to make this easy, and I say easy, fun fold card that I've designed after playing with lots of different designs and colors and cardstock. With the Thankful Garden. It's a brand new online exclusive, and it's a bundle or suite. It's got ribbon, it's got embellishments, and it has the stamps that are photopolymer, and it has the coordinating dies. This is an easy, fun fold that I'm going to share with you and demonstrate just how easy this is. This is actually a organized swap that I am participating in for the On Stage March 2025 in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I'm very excited to share this with you, this card, Athena's original creation. And let's go ahead and get started. I've pre-stamped a couple of things. I do have the measurements and everything for you to share so that you can recreate this at home. First, we're going to start with a white sheet of cardstock that is 4 by 3.5. We're also going to, this also comes with a stencil. I'm sorry, I failed to mention that. It comes with stencil, and we're going to use the stenciling to color this flower end and our blending brushes and the mini blending brushes. This is one of the flowers in the Thankful Garden suite. The first layer for the flower is going to be in Fresh Freesia. The second layer with the stencil is going to be in Melon Mamba. And then the stem is going to be Old Olive, and then it's going to be Garden Green. And to fit in my mini emboss machine, Stampin' Emboss machine, I chose white 4 by 3.5 for that one. So let's go ahead and do the stenciling on that one first. We'll do this one step at a time. I'm going to go ahead, and it's really easy to line this up. Like I said, we're going to use Old Olive and a little mini blending brush. And you can line this up very easily. Just maneuver it until you find that sweet spot. You can, if you are more comfortable getting some tape, you could tape that down. Pick up some ink. I'm just going to use my fingers to hold it down. And I'm going to just blend in this color, Old Olive. And in the wild, there's lots of different colors, depth of color for the green and the leaves and stems. And that looks amazing just like that. But when we add in a second color with the second stencil, we are going to deepen and enrich the look to this leaf. And we're going to do the same thing with the flower. So again, you just want to line this up, find the sweet spot. There's also a groove at the top that you could use to line up. And again, you can tape it if you want. For the accent, I'm going to use Garden Green. I'm comfortable just holding it down with my hand. We're going to use a blending brush. And I start out with the lighter color first. That's just my preference. And then I'm coming back over with the Garden Green. Pardon my puppy. He is excited. Look at that depth. It's just gorgeous. Spot, who is it? Go tell. Pardon my puppy here. For the flower, we're going to start out with Fresh Freesia. And this is stencil number 1. And the next stencil that we're going to use in Melon Mamba is stencil number 2. There's a stencil number 3, but I just didn't quite like how it turned out. And I think this is going to be just beautiful. So again, we're going to open up Fresh Freesia using our blending brush. We're going to pick up some color. Again, you can tape that down. I'm just comfortable holding it down as I bring in some color and blend it. This is a nice soft purple color. Probably one of my most underutilized, but I'm hoping to change that. This is an easy technique using the stencil. To me, you cannot go wrong. In other words, you're going to have a fabulous looking flower when you use the stencils. Now I'm going to bring in Melon Mamba, or is it Mambo? Mambo. I guess Mamba. I don't know where I'm getting that from, but beautiful, deep, rich pink color. I absolutely love this one. It's one of my favorites. I love all the pinks and the purples. Again, I'm just going to line it up till I find that sweet spot. I'm going to pick up some of this Melon Mambo. And again, this is going to be an accent, so I'm just going to blend it in with the blending brush. And look at that gorgeous flower. And this is a really easy card to make. It looks difficult only because it's a couple of different folds, but it's actually very, very easy to make. I'm going to bring in my little mini emboss machine. And I store it with the plates in the middle to keep it from bowing or bowing out, as it sometimes can do with our craft supplies. And I love that we can fit this in here. A little tip, this is a very worn, well-used plate, and it's got all the grooves in it from the die cutting. And I'm gonna keep that one on the bottom. And then on top is gonna be the top plate that doesn't have those indentions and grooves. Now, when this plate pretty much wears out, I'll replace it with this one and then bring another brand new plate for the top. Otherwise, you're going to have these little stenciling designs on your beautiful flower, and you don't want that. Grab the die cut here, and you just line this up. Again, find that sweet spot. And then I'm going to lay my plate right on top, double check it, make sure it's where I want it centered, and then just slowly feed it through. Super easy. And like I said, I love how it fits in our mini cut and emboss machine. Again, I'm going to just feed that right back through. And that way I can store it in the middle. It keeps the plates, like I said, from bowing out. Absolutely gorgeous flower. So let's go ahead and do a couple of other stamping. This little greeting is 4 by 4 1/4. And it's basically, when you cut your cardstock down, you've got that little piece left. And that's what we're going to use for the greeting. You Make a Difference from the Thankful Garden. Brand new online exclusive suite of product. Just stamp it and hold it down. Let that ink soak in. You don't want to rock your block. If you do that, it's going to smear. And then you're just going to get a pair of scissors or your snips. And I'm just going to come in at an angle. And then I want this one to be up on dimensionals. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals. Again, this is a super easy card, very easy to replicate. Fun folds. Now we've got this little piece of green designer series paper, which is part of the suite, that is 4 by 3. And then we also have another white piece that's also 4 by 3. And we're going to go ahead and stamp our little, in Old Olive, this little leaf that's right there. And this is going to be the inside of our card. And I already see some smudge. It's So before you assemble your cards, it's really important to make sure that you stamp first, because if you have a smear like that, you can turn it over and use the side that's not smudged. So just be careful about that. And I like to stamp first and let it sit so it dries before I assemble. Let's set that one aside. We've got a nice strip of designer paper that's part of this suite. Look at that definition. We stamped that definition. It's gorgeous with the stencils. This is a piece of cardstock that I measured at 2 inches, and then I turned and cut it at 5.5. It's going to go on the side. Now the card base, it's very easy. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. That's for the card base. Let's go ahead and fold it over. Use our bone folder. Burnish all those score lines. And this basically, it's 2 1/8 fold. It's basically folded back over onto itself. Again, like I said, this is a very easy replicatable card. It's a fun fold or a fancy fold, and it is very easy to replicate. So we're going to put the little strip of designer paper, 2 by 5.5, on this left panel. When I find where it's centered, I hold it down with one side, I lift up the flap, and I go ahead and bring in my adhesive. And then finish off the adhesive for the rest of it. All right, so now we're going to get this piece of cardstock. This is Garden Green, and it is 6.5 by 4 1/4, scored at 3 1/4. So we're going to fold that over, burnish those score lines. This one, you're just basically going to, as close to the right as you can get it. You can use your grid for measurement. I mean, there's just a tiny, about 1/8 of an inch approximately. And then about 1 inch at the top. Again, holding it down and just lifting up the top flap. Apply my adhesive. And then I'm going to go ahead and my little piece of 4 by 3. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. And then this one's going to go right on the inside. Keep forgetting I need to flick it towards me. That seems to be the best. And you just see how this is going to fold over so beautifully. And then we're going to get our adhesive on our beautiful flower. And then we're going to top it off with our greeting, "You make a difference." Just like that. And then we're going to bring in our Starburst sequins, part of the suite. Beautiful embellishments. We're going to pick up the, this one right here, and we're going to put it right down there. And then for the middle, I'm going to get the small, and I believe this one is, make sure I get the right, Daffodil Delight color. You make a difference. Make sure that that's on there. See how easy that was to make, and you can totally replicate this one. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel. Happy stamping!